A board cube would be easy. Remember holding down control makes you go faster, I think. Shift makes you sync. Hi. Oh, okay. Wing it, not even counting blocks, just purely by eye. It's a dumb idea, but I'm not really in the mood to do a whole bunch of research right now. And the little bit I did, I could not find, for the life of me, I couldn't find blueprints.
Yeah.
Well, Minecraft blueprints, that is.
Alright. Hello, everyone. This is Glitch. Getting ready to play some Minecraft with Cellist Mike from the Pixel Sharks. He's already done his intro. We play to support kids in Extra Life. You can support the team at tiny.cc/pixelsharks. Alright. How's it going, Cellist Mike?
I've got a rough estimate of the height, and right now I'm working on the diameter, the furthest diameter of the center point of the saucer section. That first cross point down there is where the nacelle struts poke out from, and the next like 3-piece cross point is going to be the bottom of the saucer section, with the top, of course, being the top of the saucer section.
So is that bottom, that line right there, is that going to be the bottom, like the bottom of the engine section, or like the middle of it?
Where the grass is?
That's the bottom.
It's the middle of it, yeah. That bottom cross is the...
So we're parking this thing on the ground.
Yeah, but we can dig the ground out from under it.
You just didn't want to go as high as I did when I built the Death Star.
Well, this is just a first run.
Yeah, remember when we did that last time, when I did that one, we started that one in survival mode.
Yes.
There was much dying going on, especially until somebody had the smart move of going around the bottom and lighting up the entire... And we did that right outside of, what was it, Silver Zodiac's Winterfell?
Yeah.
Do you still have that world?
I do.
Okay, so you want me to make a row go out the opposite direction?
Sure. It is a squatter. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from here...
Which stone are you using?
We could build a bridge up on the top.
Are you using stone?
Yeah, right now I am. We can replace it as we want later.
How many out did you go on the other one?
I don't know. I didn't count.
Alright, well.
This is not done well.
Flying by the seat of our pants.
Well, it's more of a learning dimensions and see what we can get from here.
Are we gonna just do the entire thing out of solid and then go inside and carve it out?
Oh, no, because you're building a top layer on top of the saucer. I'm just trying to build a little bridge.
Wait, is this the top of the saucer?
Yeah.
So where's the middle of the saucer?
That big long line.
Oh, okay.
The big long horizontal line.
All right. Like you said, flying on the seat of our pants.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is not going to be a big project. It's going to be a small little one.
You say that now. So do you want me to start like out here building a slope up that's going to eventually level off and head that direction?
Yes.
Okay.
So the idea.
Whoa, don't die.
You fell. Yes.
Okay, so viewers, I'm going to be hot swapping out a lot just to look at the blueprints, just so you're clear.
I have that. I think it's the first blueprint on the. Let's see, the top left.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the. I'm gonna. I'm actually. I'm looking at the one that's second from the top on the left. That's got the 3 different views of the outside of the ship. Which actually, I'm gonna go ahead.
That is the one I'm looking at. I'm sorry. No, you're right.
Okay.
I have that zoomed in on the middle image.
Okay. Viewers, I'm gonna quickly add a browser view to this so you guys can see what it is we're talking about. That's not what I wanted.
I think that top cross T, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Let me reset the day. I wonder if I can freeze the time.
Freeze time? Why? Who would want to freeze time? Actually, you know what? I think I should just download this picture. Save image. Pixel Sharks, where does your folder go? Save. And open. There we go. So now I can just add the picture in. Because for some reason, OBS hates Chrome. Whenever I want to do a browser, I have to use Firefox. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why. Never figured it out. And of course, I always forget until I'm live, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, you guys can't see that. Let me switch.
Right now I'm trying to throw that bottom layer, or not the bottom layer, but the layer right below. You can see there's the bridge, and then a flat layer that's like just a block tall, and then
yeah,
flat, then the slope. That's what I'm trying to work on now.
All right, there you go, viewers. Now you can see what it is we're talking about. So I will occasionally make that thing go, appear and then go away. But that's, so what he's looking at is that middle section there. So you can see we're drawing he did the line across the middle, and he was doing a little bit for the bridge. I'm going to help him with that one of those slopes. So
Yep, the slope on your side I think is ready to go. And of course we can extend that cross beam out as needed.
As needed. Well, it's when you're looking at the picture. Yeah, it's hard to judge from that. I mean, really, you kind of do need to figure out how far out you want to go, because then it's easier to slope it. So that would require counting how many that you did. What I can do is the next row up, the next layer is going to have to be almost that length. So I'll just start laying it and then count as I go.
Okay. And we could also do like every 5th one, make it red.
I'm going to do it every 10th one. 6,
Okay.
7, 8, 9. Let me get a red rock. Give me a red rock.
A red rock. A red rock.
That works. 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna make for some riveting, I'm telling you, riveting television viewing. Let's put that over there. Oh, and as always, I like to give a shout out to my regular hosts. Cellist Mike's not on there this time because he's not hosting me.
Oh, I'm probably
Because he's hosting Pixel Sharks. So, yep. But JPZ Mineezy and Ion B, I appreciate the host, especially because I think Ion B does it. He doesn't do it automatically.
Oh, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Ah, stuck.
Yeah, because he's not listed on the auto host one.
Oh.
So that's all I can assume. And he doesn't always host, so that's why I think he does it himself. I have a bunch of people on my auto host one just in case I miss that someone's come on, but most of the time when I host somebody, I do it myself.
Pixel Sharks is all I host because I am a less than half-assed YouTube, Twitch people person.
Oh, you host me too.
Yeah, but I only have a couple people. Oh, do I?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I did that. I don't know if I did that.
Okay, so I think we're looking at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, almost 100. So you know what?
Make it 100?
Yeah, let me see how many was right here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Okay, so there we go. So that's 100. I'm going to go the other side and do the same thing.
Alright.
So actually I like this idea of doing it in 2D first. Make it look like it as much as we can, and then going through and adding the depth to it later.
And we can do this. We'll do the same direction. So right now we're just working on an X and Y axis.
Oh, oops.
You know, essentially with that center line being 0, 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to do a tertiary axis, a Z axis with.
See, now you're using big words. You know, not everyone's gonna know what these words are.
Okay, so even axes is not something that everybody.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, you said 3 dimensions. That's all I'm doing. 3 dimensions.
I'm just joshing with you. Our viewers are all very intelligent people.
I would hope so, because there's so much better crap out there to watch if you're just going for crap.
I don't know. You know, some people choosing to watch somebody just lay a row of bricks over and over and over.
True.
To those of our viewers who are enjoying this while under the influence of some recreational drugs, more power to you.
Alcohol. What?
Yeah, exactly. And here's your PSA. Stay in school, don't do drugs, don't join a gang, and always use protection. AKA, your seatbelt. Just for those of you whose minds went in the gutter there.
Why the hell would you use a seatbelt?
See, that's what I said. For those of you whose brains just went in the gutter,
use a seatbelt. Yeah,
that's the safety I'm talking about. You use a seatbelt when you're in a car. Use a helmet when you're on a bike. Look both ways before crossing the street. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
A euphemism?
Sure, if you want it to be a euphemism, you let it be a euphemism.
I don't know that I want to think that through, though. Sometimes trying to figure out how a euphemism can become a euphemism puts things in your brain you just don't want there.
Exactly. Hey, on the other side there, did I take that second row all the way out, or did I leave it one short?
Left it one short.
Okay.
And tagged the red one on the end.
Oh, the very end? On that row?
Oh, no, on the bottom. On the row that I put up.
Oh, so I changed that last one and made it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the center axis has a red one on the end. I can't see. It's so far away. All right. I'm going to go do the next row. Or actually, I'm going to do the one underneath. Don't clash. Oh, hang on. I need to be able to see something. I like to be able to see how long I've been streaming. No, don't maximize, you stupid. Oh, the other thing I should see. Is my music thing working? Yes, it is. Good job. Good job, Stream Elements. You're working exactly as you're intended to.
Oh, you put music
Well, yeah, I actually could do that.
But then it'll get tagged with.
That's true. That's true because I'm actually using copyright-free stuff.
Yeah.
I went on.
I guess CBS now, isn't it? No, because they probably don't own the rights to the music.
Oh, are you kidding? I'm not getting into that mess. Why do you think J.J. Abrams got out of it? He said.
From fans.
No, it was it. Well, that too, but I mean, as he said it, as he put it, I was tired of having 3 bosses: CBS, Paramount, and the Roddenberrys. So yeah, I went on YouTube and found a couple channels with a variety of copyright-free music, and then dumped them into my Dubtrack FM station. I think that's right.
Good luck with that. I was reading today about one of the, I like to call them copyright troll programs that parses Google for copyrighted material, and there is some programs that just, I mean, you can hire programs that will just snap everything, regardless of whether you have a copyright or not. Now, their terms of service say you can only use them if you have a copyright, but you don't have to prove it. So there's instances where, for example, somebody bought a Sony mix CD, a Sony CD filled with copyright-free music, that then got tagged on YouTube for copyright infringement, even though Sony explicitly had released this for use.
I'm not trying to monetize anything, so that really doesn't matter to me. Because I'm streaming other people's content when I'm streaming video games.
Mm-hmm.
It makes literally no sense to try to make money off of that because you're just asking for trouble.
Nope. Yeah, that's how I feel.
All right, I'm gonna do the row above. I'm gonna keep it going one short for now. Eventually, we're gonna have to adjust that slope as we get close.
The slope that I'm making.
No, well, I don't. Yeah, you do the slope. I'll just keep filling. Where? What the heck? Where is your mind? Oh, by the way, have you watched the show Disjointed?
Not yet. Really want to though.
I'm just gonna warn you. I don't know how seeing treatment of veterans in media affects you. There is a veteran in this one, and they take his story both seriously and not seriously. Meaning they have some fun with it, but when it matters, they take it seriously.
Yeah.
So his story is definitely one of the more enjoyable ones in there, and he's just a funny character. His straight man delivery is great. Yeah, you know the premise, right?
Okay, I'm happy with that. What?
You know the premise, right?
Of Disjointed?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's a show about a pot shop.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they've got a nice cast of characters, like hey, why can't I move anymore? Something's blocking me. Anyway, they have a nice cast of characters, including like you're raised on a hippie convent weed grower who can hear his plants talking to him. The activist who owns the store, who's been an activist since the 60s, and is most proud of the time she's been locked up for it. Her son, who's helping her run, he went and got an MBA, which is a big mortal sin in that world, apparently. A Chinese girl, is the man.
Make money by doing nothing. Perspective from the free world economy perspective. I don't know. I get it, but I don't agree with it.
the conflicts between him and her are it's a whole new twist on the whole, trying to having an overbearing parent who's most of the time is just straight stoned.
Like that was a classic archetype.
No, it's the argument of having an overbearing parent. That's a very common thing to see in TV, right?
Okay.
But usually it's because, like, say for example, the Chinese girl in the thing, she's her parents are overbearing because they want her to achieve, right? Now, it's not that this mother doesn't want her son to achieve. She just thinks he's achieving for the wrong reasons. So it's very different. And of course, the Chinese girl, I told you, she's the dropout from medical school because she wanted to. Basically, she was rebelling against her parents and discovered that she really liked pot.
Oh, if she was second generation or
No,
first generation.
her parents still live in China. She came just to go to medical school, and because I guess they were hoping that she would find a man.
People say, they'll stereotype this ethnicity or that ethnicity with, the pushing people to achieve too much, pushing their kids too much. But it's an immigrant thing that I think isn't bad, actually. It's
a drive to
pushing people
succeed.
To do stuff that they don't want, but yeah, pushing to succeed.
Yeah, it's
the perspective of, we need to make this worthwhile. We need to push. I mean, more than your average bear.
It's an interesting character. I like her story. It's because she's this tortured soul who just can't help but overachieve. She's not entirely sure if it's herself or that the secret tea that her mother and grandmother have been feeding her for years.
Crushing up Adderall or cocaine in it or something.
Oh no, it's all natural stuff. Horrible tasting. Apparently, it tastes like pigs' testicles.
Oh, I don't want to find out how how she discovered what that flavor was like.
Yeah, that wasn't something they answered. Stop it. It was just funny, especially when she was trying to when she finally told her parents. It was like the episode after the whole tea where we learned about the tea stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She went to dump all of her tea, or maybe in the same one. She went to dump all of her tea, and she dumped it in the same water that the plants feed from.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, they started growing really well. But the guy, this just tells you how in tune with his plants. The guy could tell that something was different in the smell, and he was describing exactly what they smelled like, and it was all the herbs that went in the tea, including, again, pigs' testicles. Like, how do you know what that smells like? That's just a joke. Yeah, it's a Chuck Lorre show.
I've never heard of Chuck Lorre.
Yeah, you have.
Or if I have,
Yeah, you have. Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men.
Okay.
I think he did How I Met Your Mother also. No, because I haven't seen any reference to that. There are lots of Chuck Lorre things in there. He's not putting the card at the end. He puts this like coat of arms kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just reset the day.
I figured. I'm just kind of flying with I'm not even looking where I'm going. I'm just following a line. Eventually I hit my head on something. Yeah, guess I should actually look and see.
I need stairs. That's what I need. Oh, but they don't have stone stairs, do they? Craps.
What do you mean? No, you're gonna have to do something else. I just assumed right now for this thing, this puppy right here, we're just, because this is going to be swallowed inside. This is just going to be our line to draw from. So later we can come back once we've got the outline done, the main outline on the outside, which honestly, we don't really need to fill it all the way up, but we can if we need to. Anyway, once we're done with the outline, then we can redo the outermost layers with whatever you want. Whatever you want it to be colored in, We don't have to worry about all this stuff in the middle until we go and start gutting out the inside. But we don't have, we can do that once we've shaped it.
Yeah.
You're starting that one pretty far out compared to this other one.
Yeah, if you look, the bottom of the saucer does not extend out all the way.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think it's an inverted curvature up underneath, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're talking about there. Yeah, I see it now. Let me respond to this guy. I was on a podcast this weekend on Friday.
Oh, cool.
It goes live tomorrow at 3, but he sent me a preview link. So, do you want me to keep filling the inside?
The inside of where I've carved out underneath, maybe, or the inside of where I'm putting up right now.
So you do want it at least. I can do that. I just wanted to make sure we wanted the inside filled.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're doing this too small to actually have it be, scalable to.
No, I just meant, did you really want to fill in the entire middle right here, this piece, because we're eventually going to tear this all down.
Yeah, then I don't know. I don't really care.
Let me see. I can start doing what you did right here with this bottom part on the other side.
Okay.
I just got to figure out where you're starting it. So you're starting it at 80, and you went 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. No, 3. So you did 6 and then 4 4s. I'm going to start with that. And
right.
And 3 is at 80. I can do that. One thing that I just noticed.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the blueprints. You might want to make that middle piece. So you've got the row that goes all the way out, right? The very center one.
Yeah.
You might actually want to make that whole center piece 3 rows deep, 3 rows tall. Because look at the picture.
That's why I was looking for the stairs. I have a thought on how I'm going to do that.
Yeah, well, I just mean this. Okay, so right here where I am, this piece right here, this right above me, you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, this one should be all of these should be 1 row lower.
I know, because of the inner ring.
No, just because if you look at that thing right there, it's a little thick. It's not just a single line at the end. I'm just saying you might want to add a little thickness just to this center piece right here, and I think you gain it like this. If you look at this piece right here in front of me, it's 3 deep, and I think that is the perfect thickness. So it would just mean moving your steps. Yes, I know your mind's in the gutter. I can actually do it for you. I can fix it. I know exactly how to adjust it. You just need to be okay with me going through and adding to this. Okay, so this is where it's going to start. Boy, you weren't kidding when you said you made a flat world. There you go. So see, now that's going to be the middle axis, right? And I'm going to keep doing the red in the middle so we always have access to it.
Oh yeah, regardless of when we go. Even if that's all we do is just little red frameworks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is our first theme.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, this is definitely not the most entertaining thing for viewers, but
When it comes down to it,
for us,
let's say when it comes down to it, they are the ones who. Hold on, let me see something here.
what they watch.
They're the ones who pick what they watch.
Yeah, if anybody's chatting, I don't see it because I have the schematics up. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. What? Okay, this is gonna work, I think.
How's that look?
For the middle,
Yeah.
I like it. The 3 thick is good.
Well, I just meant the slope now. I only changed it down to about where this 3 is, right below me.
Mhm.
I only really changed it down to here in terms of adjusting it.
Oh, that's fine.
From there, from me to your left, has all been moved down a row.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
And I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this for this one right here. Just so we have it all the way across.
Yeah.
What? Why am I listening to John F. Kennedy? It's one of those songs where they have voice talking.
Oh.
Into it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to.
Against the common enemies of man.
Let me see what the song
Struggle
is.
Against the common enemies of man.
Let me see what song is. Sunnyside Waves Astronaut. This is his speech about going to the moon.
Oh. I want to see how this looks. Okay, I think that looks good.
Ah! No! That's not what I wanted. You stupid. Do what I tell you to do, not what you feel like doing. Sorry. Hey, it's getting dark. That's
What?
not what you were supposed to do. Who turned out the lights?
Hey, who turned on the lights? Hey, who turned on the lights?
But I can tell you, when you do that fly out like you're doing right now, you can really see the progress. Because when I got here, it was just a big, giant cross with really big cross beams.
Oh,
Yeah, Zoe has been doing a bunch of that on her stream, where she jumps in. I did a highlight the last time she played, where she took a dive off of from her tree house or cliff house into the water, and when she hits the water, she yells splat in German, which is basically, is it Platsch?
that's funny. Plotch.
Yeah, she has a lot of fun with that stream. It's really funny when people come in and are like, what is this? I don't understand German. It's like, did you not notice the language? The stream said it's in German.
Yeah.
I sit there with her though, just so she's not alone, because she's still getting used to actually doing it with people watching.
Has she found the concept of trolls yet?
Oh yeah, she's now internet level 2. She got her first troll.
Woo! I remember it really upset me the first time I got trolled. I don't care anymore.
She doesn't care. She didn't honestly understand what was going on. She had another viewer who was curious what I was whispering to her, and I told him I was telling her to ignore the troll. Well, and then another night, yeah, so during her stream it was okay. It was just this one guy, he came in and posted a so-and-so donates one, because I think he was trying to get a reaction out of her, like, wait, somebody just donated 1,000? But it was that stupid me command. Like, come on, if you're gonna try, you do something hard. But he thought, oh, this is a kid, this will be easy. But she wasn't paying attention. So, but the other streamer that was there, he was actually very nice and to her, and but the funny thing was when I did a vodcast of her 3 videos. So I put it on and I just walked away. It's like, I'm not going to stand here while this thing is going on. I'm going to go watch something. I just put it on for anybody that just happened to, want to watch. And I come back hours later and there's someone's talking like, that was the one who's like, what is this? Is this German? I don't understand German. And another guy, another one showed up to troll, and he's like, fail, you don't even respond to the troll. I came back later. I didn't really say anything, but since Pixel Sharks was in the channel, because I had them hosting, I had them respond. It's like, why respond to you? So it wasn't me saying anything, it was someone else saying something. Because the instant you say something as the person is hosting, you kind of give them a voice. And my response is generally, I'm just going to ignore them. If there are people on my channel that want to deal with it, they can deal with it. But with Zoe from now on, my response is just going to be to automatically boot them. Because if she's going to interact with people, I don't want it to be negative. She's just there to have fun. Honestly, she's just making videos so her friends in Germany can watch. It's not, and it's really, more importantly, it's for her to practice using her German in a way that she's not doing every day. She doesn't play Minecraft in English. She only plays it in German. So it's not like she plays all day in English and then turns around and then does another version. No, this is her freshly using it, which as a former linguist, you can appreciate. Yeah, and you can appreciate that. So, but yeah, but I have to stay in the room with her because she's technically too young.
Yep. Well, without parental permission, too young, or to do it at all too young?
She's too young. So if she's streaming with me, that's one thing, but she's too young. Generally, if you're under the age of 13, you shouldn't be on it at all. But they kind of let that slide with parents. It's when the parents are letting them do it without any supervision. And I'm clearly right there in the camera frame. They can see my shoulder. They can see me interacting with her, so they know that I'm supervising her. If anybody were to say anything, it's like, she's not alone. See, I'm right here. Okay, so this is going to be at 37. I'm going to do the one below you.
Okay.
Woo! It's not the same as, it's not as easy going up.
No. What I'll be curious to see is if somebody coming in will recognize it.
Yeah, because this is now the world that it connects to, right? You could set it so that it's not that way.
Yeah, no, I can, when we exit, I can set it back to.
Yeah, and if I have time to get on but you don't, I could ask you to switch it over. Okay.
Luke Cage.
Stop going down.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
Looking pretty good out there.
I think so. It's too wide. But
It's fine. Once we start, it honestly, I don't care if it's big.
no, this is just for the fun of it right now. Because I'm too lazy to do the research.
6,
And once it's done anyway, it's gonna look
5, 5, 5. Okay, so 6 and then 3 5s. Well, it's the same thing with the Death Star, but everybody gave up on me. And then you changed the world. Like, I was in the middle of that build and you changed the world.
I'm sorry.
And then we just never went back to it.
Yeah. So 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. One of the other streamers I follow, they have their own Minecrafting thing going on, but they've got it's this heavily modded thing that required pretty much an entirely new way for me to access the game. Or I was having to go through Twitch, and there was these massive resource packs that had to be installed, and even on a computer as fast as mine, it took me forever, and then when I did it just finally crashed.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think I don't want to play in a thing that's that heavily modded. If it takes 30 minutes just to get into the world, sure, once you're in the world, it's good. But if for some reason you have to get out of it, if like your game crashes or anything like that, and you're down for another 30 to 45 minutes, and that's just I don't have time for that. 4 3 and then 4 4 3 4 4 4 4 4 4 6
4
4
4
mine
4.
mine.
That's what it is.
6 4s. So a 4, a 3, and then 6 4s. Have you seen Moana?
Yes. Lele?
Huh?
Are you talking about Lele or whatever?
The chicken that's voiced by Alan Tudyk?
Really?
Yeah. He's credited as that chicken. It's like, wow. You've come far since you got washed out. I know, too soon?
I don't know who that is.
Wash?
No.
Wash. Wash. You don't know who Wash is?
No.
Ugh. Okay, you need to give me your geek card. You lose points.
I don't have a geek card, man. Don't you remember trying to get me to come to DragonCon for the first time?
That's just because you have social anxiety. That's a whole different excuse.
That, yeah.
Once you did it, yeah, sure, says the guy who's now like, he's so busy I never see him even at my big author events.
I'm sorry, that was, yeah.
No,
so
the point is,
I had to be there, but my
gospel.
cosplay, as I started sweating and moving and trying to put a backpack on, everything started coming apart. So it took forever to put on, and then it started tearing apart and everything coming off. And so I was late and missed the one thing out of the entire freaking con that I had to go to.
This was Friday night, right?
No, this was Saturday or Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
no, it was for your event.
The panel was at 2:30. The signing, the book signing thing was at 6. Was it 6?
Oh, I could have gone to that. I thought it was right after.
No, it was at. We had needed time to get over there, so we told them. We told them we needed a little time. I got the poster from the event. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you remember George Robinson?
No.
I wasn't sure if you knew him. He drove 3 hours from Augusta to come to get his book signed.
Oh, yes. Wait, Charles or George?
George.
Didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, he was buddies with Joey Lambert and oh crap, what's the other guy's name? Lonnie Becknell. None of them are linguists, so you may not have crossed paths with them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did a
I still, at this point,
non-linguist crap.
oh, I remember where I met Joey. It was when I was in DOT after you left.
Mm.
So it was while you were gone in Afghanistan. Yeah, he had some interesting issues going on. Yeah. And now he's retired, medically retired. He was in a car accident, got his back destroyed. And so then they medically retired him.
Good.
Hey, I mean, his life has been changed for ever. It's not going to get better.
Mhm.
That's care they're going to be providing for a long time, and it's good. They need to, because it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Basically, they were going to. Was it either they were going straight and the car turned in front of them, or it had to have been that because it wasn't their fault. I was gonna say the only other thing that could have happened was that they were that they'd pulled in front, but then that would have been their fault. All right, so there we go. Oh, we're almost done.
I'm just adjusting the curve here.
I'm gonna go through and just put the red dots. So because we're gonna need that as we progress.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Facebook message. I need to make sure that's not Art. Artemis? Oh no, it's my mom.
Our
As a-
times are your times.
As a part of my author Patreon, my mom, I was one of the things that's supposed to happen for the certain levels of supporters is that.
Accessibility.
Well, that, but also, yeah, the Google Hangouts. And my mom said instead of Google Hangouts, she wanted regular pictures because she was just noticing that when she went to do something, she had lots of pictures of her cousins, Zoe's cousins, but she didn't have a lot of pictures of Zoe. And so she's like, I just want pictures, so I'm supposed to send her pictures every month as a part of her Patreon support. Which, yes, you guys can support me on Patreon as an author. Yeah, I sent her a video of Zoe skipping, going backwards skipping, and she asked, "It's like, is that at school?" I was like, "No, that was at church earlier today when we went to a class at the community center, and that's hers skipping through the community center." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot it's still Sunday where you guys are." It's like, yeah, you're in Okinawa, still, we got it. Well, not so much. Not so much soon, though. That's going to be ending.
Coming back?
They're moving to Hawaii.
Oh,
I know.
hard.
Well, okay. For people who've never lived on an island like that, yes,
Expensive.
it is hard. It is expensive. But they've been doing it since.
I wouldn't say hard.
Some people, for some people, it is hard though because they've never done it before. It's easy to get bored on an island because there's only so much you can do. There's only so many places you can go. Yeah. But yeah, but my parents have been living out in the Pacific West Basin since 2009. They lived on Guam and then in Tokyo, and in the last several, I think since 2013, they've been in Okinawa. So for them, not as big of a transition. And a lot of the problems that they personally had there were things like getting medicines at the hospital there because they had to come from Hawaii. Well, okay, that problem's about to be fixed because they're going to be where the medicines were coming from. But yeah, cost of living, very expensive on those islands. Let's do a zoom out so the people who catch mine later can see. Look at that. Ah, look at that superstructure. What's the screenshot button again?
In game, I don't know.
F2. What's the
Oh, okay.
what's the thing to make your overlay disappear?
Z? No, I don't know.
No.
I was thinking of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, Z does it there, but no. Okay, so I got a screenshot. I've started making it a point to take screenshots so that I can have a better thumbnail, because sometimes in these streams they just kind of pick something near the beginning and something near the end and then some random one at the middle. And if you had, for some reason, you had to have a longer intro because you were still getting something ready. I don't know, like me on Thursday when I had to rebuild my computer and then quickly rebuild all of my overlays for my stream. I set my I'm getting ready to go in 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So why are you building support towers? You're just trying to be okay. You just fell, and I watched it happen.
Yeah, I redid the curvature on the top.
Okay.
And now I need to go match it on this side.
I'm just making
Part of
sure.
that was moving the support structure 3 pieces in.
I was making sure that the red blocks matched. I have a couple more to do when you're done. Zoom zoom. That was me that just went flying by.
Boink.
It's nice when you have. Oh, I already did it on this side. Whoa.
Okay, so now how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're no fun.
8, 6. 8, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. 8, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3. 8, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3.
You know, I could just call them out to you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. True. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 8, 6. 5, 4, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3. There's 2 4s? No, there's an 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3.
No, you know. It's 8. Let me see here. Let me count.
Oh,
Just
there's
make sure.
2 5s.
Yeah, there's 2 8s. You got that right.
No, there shouldn't be 2 8s.
Over on this, on this side, on this side you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
no,
6,
I'm counting
7.
empty spaces. I'm counting empties.
Oh, see, they would make more sense. Will you fix the sun?
Oh yeah. You can do it. You should be able to do it too.
Just do it.
Time set.
What?
The sun's gone. I fixed it.
That is not fixed.
There's the moon.
Hey, is there a redstone that glows that I can put in there?
No, but there is other things that glow.
Like what?
Like.
Just pick one and I'll go replace all the reds with that. I mean, besides
The
putting
sea lantern. The sea lantern, or magma block, or I'm
Yeah,
trying to think which one I would actually prefer. Oh wow, there's some really pretty crap here now. It's been a while since I've played.
yeah, they've done some updating. So I've got magma, sea lantern. What else?
A redstone lamp with a redstone torch on it, but that's not what I was thinking.
Here, I'll go put some magma and some lantern in it. You pick.
I'm looking for the jack-o'-lantern, but it's...
I think the lantern is going to end up being better.
But I can't find it anymore. Oh, yeah, the sea lantern?
Yeah, because it's going to go with the themes of the ship. You're going to have more of that kind of lighting than you're going to have red lighting.
Yeah.
So I'll change all the reds to sea lanterns. And you get back to your counting. Didn't think about that. How are my audio levels? Okay, good. So tomorrow,
Wait,
in theory, should be my first day of work at my new job. We'll see. Ah, that's not what I meant to do. Go back. We'll see when I get up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gotta remember to set out my running clothes. I'm gonna start running Zoe to school instead of riding my bike. I'm just getting tired of taking that thing on and off of the. We have to store it on our porch, on our kind of balcony, and the only the only way to keep it out there and keep it secure is to lift them up over the railing and then lock them to it, and that is just a pain to do every day. Zoe's, we're gonna find a way to store it in her room, because she actually has more space in her room because she doesn't have a king-size bed in it.
Oops.
You okay?
Yo, I just shattered.
Seiko Fluctuation, that's what that song is.
Shattered without thinking.
You shattered without thinking?
Well,
that's not smart. You should always think before you shatter.
3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. Right. That's what I thought.
Are you sure? You need to count again?
4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ah, whoa. Stupid.
2, 4, 5.
Sea lantern, come back here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's not what I wanted.
2, 3.
Boom. I don't know what's going on with this. I really don't know what's going on with this station now. I tell it not to have multiple plays. It keeps playing. It keeps playing everything twice. And half the time I'm not paying attention, so I don't even. When I'm playing, playing a game, and listening to it. But when I'm cross-stitching, I notice it. Oh, hang on. I'm forgetting myself here. So Zoe may have a new superhero cosplay she wants to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Art and I are watching through Legends of Tomorrow, and we just got to season 2. We kind of have to. We kind of have to be because we're trying to watch them in order, but watching with Zoe's a little bit more complicated because she can't binge a show like we can.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the point in Arrow season 5 that we've had to stop and catch up on other things.
Okay.
And Legends of Tomorrow is the same thing. We can only watch like the first 7 episodes, and then we have to wait until we catch up with both Flash and Supergirl.
Yeah.
Because there's a 4-part episode. Yeah, no, there's a storyline that takes place over 4 different episodes. One on Supergirl, one on Arrow, one on Flash, and one on Legends of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And they are parts, certain parts, and we don't want to watch one and then keep going without. So we kind of have to bide our time. Although what I told her is like, really, if it's taking too long to get Zoe through her watch through, that we could just continue it ourselves. And then, because I don't mind watching some of them again with her. That I like these shows.
Yeah.
They're definitely. I mean, I haven't watched the Marvel stuff on Netflix. I enjoy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I haven't really watched the Marvel stuff, so I can't really compare it. But on TV, DC's figured it out. Now they kind of still, because it's on CW, they kind of still CW it up a bit much. But hey,
I like this.
Doesn't that look cool? I'm gonna finish doing the reds. We'll call this like the epic Pixel Sharks build.
Well, this isn't as epic as your
Death Star.
Was. Yeah. Bigger.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
Well, okay. Maybe not in sheer and maybe not in width, but that's just because the model that Silver Zodiac found for us was a preset one, and remember we only made it like 1/10 of the way up from the bottom.
True, that's very true. And it was an entire sphere, not just a flattened, super flattened ellipse.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I only made it up to row like I was working on layer 36. Out of several hundred. That thing was going to be so big, it would have been hard. Like we had the top of it paced out so we knew how tall it was going to be in the end. But I think once we started doing the actual like build with the plans, we were going to have to change that. And it was already so big that you couldn't see the top when you were on the ground.
That's one of the things I wanted to try to avoid with this one. Once we get the
yes,
entire,
but for the Death Star, for a Death Star, it needs to be big and foreboding.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't see that thing in the atmosphere when they were there. That was kind of the look I was going for. I still remember when we were riding that minecart from the village that you and What's-Her-Face were working on.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
That thing was so massive. You saw it like the thing wasn't even done rendering. And you were already seeing it. You're like, oh my word. It's so big. Okay, so I think I got all the lights done. I'm gonna finish changing the center column, because eventually that's gonna go away anyway.
So you said it's 100 each side, right? So 200 wide?
201.
Oh, because the center.
Yes. Yeah. Don't fall.
Mm-hmm.
smack my head into that. Alright, so the center column's done. Boom. Now what are you doing? What are you doing?
Just
Okay, so this needs to be much.
touching it.
Yeah, but say this needs to be much larger. Well, maybe. Let me see here. I'm doing some comparison. No, actually, this doesn't need to be as far. I'd say don't. I'd say, yeah, I'd
60%.
say. No, it's closer. Do 80.
80. Okay, we'll start
80,
with 80.
80 in both directions, and then see how it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. So for this one, we'll actually need a top-down view instead
Yeah.
of the front view.
So, I'm going to go. No, you got a side view. Just look at it from the side. From the front. If you look at it from the front, you can see.
Oh, yeah, good point. Okay.
Yeah, see, we did what we just did from looking at the front. Now look at the side right there. Actually,
I didn't know that the Enterprise D had a captain's yacht.
yeah, that was something.
Never.
That was something they only used on 2 occasions. One was when he went to.
Never
Yeah, he did. He went to Ryza.
made it.
He went to Ryza. Oh yeah, it was an Enterprise E thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the D didn't have it.
Yeah, it does though.
Well, then that's what he used to go to Ryza.
Oh no. You're thinking correctly. He used the Enterprise E's yacht and he got waylaid. In not Nemesis but Insurrection.
That's the only time that he
No,
used.
I'm looking. Sorry, interrupting.
They didn't actually. When he went to Ryza on the show, he used a shuttle. He never actually used the yacht in the show. They had it, but they didn't use it. They made use of it in the movies because they were like, well, we never used it, so let's use it now.
Yeah. I just never knew that the D had one because they never used it.
Yeah, that was just. Honestly, I don't think it initially had it either. I think they decided to go back later.
No, I do need it top down because I need to be able to compare width to forward dimensions.
Well, I'm going to continue to do the 80.
I think the 80 is a good idea. Or are you already working on the
Yeah,
oh,
the side.
that way. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 30.
50, I'm at 50. 60.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is 40.
So this is all we needed. We just needed a project to work on. That's why you were all bored. Wow. It looks at just the right angle. It looks like this thing has a really big trailer, like a like something, like a fish poop, trailer.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of right now, it kind of looks like a jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally screenshotting that. Okay, so I'm gonna go out here to the side and take a peek. Fly quickly.
5, 6, 7. I need one more set of 10. Do you want me to change the daytime, or are you good?
It's better during the day, but I mean.
Right.
You're on the last one, by the way.
Hmm?
Said you're on the last one that you need to do.
I thought I already
Okay.
have 8, 2, 3. Yeah.
No, you have 70.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And
I
there's
counted 3 times. Gotten this.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's so far out there that where from the angle I was looking at that last one was swallowed up by the rendering level. It's gonna be hard to tell without increasing the render level, but I think that's gonna be the right, and it's the level that you did. Basically, you need to duplicate in a way for the front half. So whichever side is the front, I'm assuming the right from this side that I'm looking at.
Yes.
That needs to look exactly like you did for the front. So you basically need to duplicate what you just did for that. Actually, you can duplicate it all the way around. You can worry about the engine part, like the superstructure later.
Well, coming up from the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the edge is the same dimension from the edge in. It's just
there's just something. Yeah, there's just something you're gonna have to add later when you add the superstructure. Yeah. But for other than that, the saucer, when that thing detaches, it's the same all the way around. So I'm gonna add the top and bottom layer of that center one for you, and you can start doing your bit.
So we have so just under 20. We've got 17.
This is such a perfect thing to do if you've got OCD.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
It's like, just sit here and make things perfect. Although, technically, I mean, it could be considered bad for someone who has OCD. But, I mean, in terms of figuring out something to do that's not going to could exasperate it. I don't know. It depends on the person. Yeah.
It's focusing.
Wait, did I say ADD or OCD?
OCD.
Okay, good. That's what I meant.
Well, it helps the ADD too, I think.
Well, because ADD has
focus on.
ADD has some OCD tendencies.
Yeah. Or less the compulsions, more the obsessions. Although I am convinced that you're on the spectrum, and I'm convinced that I'm also on the spectrum, just not necessarily as far up.
Oh, I am on the spectrum. Anyone who has been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD is on the spectrum.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the autism spectrum that you're talking about. So yes, anybody that's been officially diagnosed with it, even people who haven't been, but it's very obvious that they have it.
Right.
Yeah. It's the same thing for them. You are on the spectrum. That's why when we had the whole discussion about whether or not we were done after Zoe was born, because for our viewers who don't know, that kid did not sleep for 10 months. So when we had the discussion, I remember certain family members were like, well, you've had the hard one now. It can only get better from here. And I pointed out to them and says, you've met her cousin, right? Yeah, that kid is fully on the spectrum. And he's got a great mom who knows how to handle it. But yes, it can potentially be harder. And I'm not sure I want to deal with that. Well, and then poor... What did you just do?
I'll show you here in just a second.
Yeah, but then Emma, my poor sister, oh my, so she's got the son who is on the spectrum, and then she had the preemie, Alexi, I think is what they call her. Yeah, Lexi. And oh, they just got hard for them. But no, actually, for those viewers who check this out, Lexi is for most years my motivation for doing Extra Life. This year too, but this year, instead of supporting her, the hospital that kept her alive twice, I'm supporting the UNM Children's Hospital that is currently providing leukemia care to why can't I keep forgetting this kid's name? Liam, that's his name, who's suffering from leukemia and is going through a lot of treatment right now. So this year I decided to switch and raise money for that hospital. Not instead, but, you know, in support. Alright, so that side's done. Let me go here. But most years I've been raising for Providence of Anchorage, because I think it's Providence. It's either Providence of Anchorage or Providence of Alaska. But it's in Anchorage because my niece was born, I think, at 26 weeks. And that was after they've had my sister in bed rest for several weeks trying to keep her in. She spent almost a little over 2 months in the NICU in one of those beds that everyone, I'm sure, has seen when they see stories of kids who've been born prematurely. At the time, it was, I'm pretty sure my sister said the earliest you could be born and still live. And they, if I'm remembering correctly, it was at least 2 occasions where the people in that hospital kept her alive, besides the whole initial getting her out.
Okay.
So yeah, so most of the time I raise in support of that one, but this year, this friend of the family is going through this really hard time. Eventually I'm going to get to talk to them and be able to have more information to share. Sorry, I'm checking something. So, giving a shout out to the Pixel Sharks channel so people online can catch them. What's your issue? What's your issue?
Where are you?
I'm way out near the other end.
Mm.
I just finished doing that other layer. Okay, Unkbot is being a butt. Speaking of, since you pretty much exclusively stream to the Pixel Sharks channel, you should set up a bot that you can have on while you're doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It will, you can set it up to announce when people host you and follow you and various things. Did you turn us off of creative mode for a second?
No, why?
Because it just said game mode has been updated to creative mode.
Good. Okay.
Let's say, please don't kill me. Can you hear that? You stinker.
You're not dead.
No, it's because I intentionally moved myself over this thing because I knew you were about to do something cute.
I accidentally did it to myself.
Oh, did you die?
Yes, that's why it prompted.
It didn't affect me.
Fell from a high place.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it said Golgoth fell from a high place. You may not have been.
Oh yeah, there it is. Golgoth fell from a high place. No, it's just that thing. I was looking over at something else. Alright, so now that you're done playing games and killing yourself and trying to kill me, shall we continue?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna... You stinking... Now, I'm trying to help you here. No, it didn't have to die. There's no part of that said I had to die. That's because you did something stupid.
Doesn't mean I had to do it to you.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so... You skip... So you start...
I'm actually going to be getting off soon.
Dang it. That's not allowed. You must stay on as long as I'm on. Which actually it's not. I have to go soon too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait a minute. Oh,
excuse you.
excuse me.
How many is it over there? So is this two and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So how many threes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threes. Although it does give me a point to highlight. You playing around with turning me into creative mode so I can highlight that point.
Oh.
So a little bit before hour 20. I just lost track of how many. I'll do 7 and go check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fours. As much as I like this song, I don't want to listen to it again. Really got to figure out what's going on with this.
That's right. I was thinking that the radius from center was the same to where the slope starts, but it's not. It'll be shorter, the radius from center to where the slope starts.
Oh, on the picture?
No, on our craft. Because it's an oval, not a circle.
Oh, yeah.
2.
Yeah, because it's shorter, remember?
Yeah.
4. 1, 2, 3. Is it only 3 fours? 4 fours. 4 fours. Wait a minute.
4, 4, 4.
Something is off here. So 2, 2. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's true. So probably want to cut off a couple of these 3s.
No. That's intentional. It's supposed to be that way. Like on the So you can see it goes up to the phaser ring is where the we keep the slope the same. It's just okay, so you see on the top and the bottom of the saucer how there's flat.
Mm-hmm.
There will be less flat on both
Oh, I
the top
see.
and the bottom.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Why did I stop doing 3s here? Oh, I think I know what I did. Okay, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 fours, starting with the... All right, I'm tracking now. I just knew that there was a mistake somewhere. It's like, where did I mess up? Okay, so 4, 8, 6, 12, 16. So then we have a 5, and then it looks like 2 6s. Yep, 5 and 2 6s. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you hear Jordy? Okay. I often wonder how loud he is to the people who are watching. That was not necessary. Luckily he can't hear you because that would have just encouraged him. It's that time of night where he's just insisting that he's starving.
Oh.
And if he'd actually eat the food that was given to him, he wouldn't be. But he gets it and he turns his nose up at it. It's like, cat, you're too old to be picky.
Yep. Well, that and your guys' cats also do the "I'm not gonna eat everything that's actually there" trick.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 7 and then 9. Yeah, there. Well, yeah. Peggy likes to just graze throughout the day.
Well, that's not too bad.
It is when her brother can't have the same food as her because it's bad for him. So yeah, eating in this house for the cats is complicated because we can't just. She needs to be able to eat to grow, but he can't have the food that she's eating. But he always forgets that. He always forgets that it constantly makes him throw up and have a hard time going to the bathroom because he's like, I'm starving. No, you're not.
What a dumb cat.
If you would just eat what's given to you, you'd be fine. But he's getting old and there's the issues with his system. So I mean, it's not like we can fault him. But at the same time, he's just become so picky, it's impossible to get him to eat. I just skipped this song. What is wrong with this station? That's better.
Perspective
22.
is odd
Well, wait
in
until.
this world.
I say wait to reserve judgment until we're actually done building.
True. Yeah, right now we have. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I am gonna have to. I am starting to get super tired.
Wait a minute. What did I do here? Oh, okay. Where do you think I should cut this one off?
Oh, don't bother putting this row on.
That row right there?
We'll have to because we'll have to figure out. That's the bulbous part that sticks out of the top. This is the bridge, and the bridge will actually be offset back a little bit from center.
Okay, I'm just going to remove everything that's on the top. We can figure it out later.
Alright.
We've got it connected. Yep, there we go. So, this is the world that we'll connect to, right?
Yeah. Nobody else has been playing, so.
Cool, just leave it here. I can come back to it tomorrow if I want to. Just depends on how quickly I get through my work.
Yep, you have the same blueprints that I'm looking at.
Yep. I was going to finish that part you were working on right there.
Oh, okay.
I can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to back out and get a screenshot. Yeah, stay there. Oh, come back this way. Come back this way. Keep coming towards me. Okay, right there, right there. Stop. Stop. You're so... Can you see me?
Yeah.
Look how tiny you are compared to that thing. Wow. It does bring back memories of the Death Star. So.
Are you getting...
Hmm?
Did you see what I was doing?
No, I can... Are you waving? I can barely see you moving. I can see you moving your head up and down and... That's about all. You're like these. You're these really small pixels. Now you're just kind of walking through the air, getting closer to the thing. Yeah. All right. Now what?
Let me try this.
Oh, I see something moving off to the side of you. I'm afraid to get closer. What?
Were you able to see those? Is that vomiting them out?
No. Now do it. I saw something happening, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. Yeah, I couldn't see that at that distance. Here, you keep doing it, and I'll tell you how far I can get to see. Okay, so... Keep doing it.
That was because I ran out.
Oh. Okay, this right here. This is as far as I can go and still see you doing it all the way out your mouth.
Dang.
If I go a little bit farther, I can see them as they're fading away from you, but... So yeah, it's good.
Not coming out of me.
No, it's got... The thing is, though, I could see the entire superstructure.
It's fun, you can see everything just laying around on the ground down here.
Yeah, it doesn't disappear. Well, that's a fine start. Hush.
Oh, it definitely looks massive from the ground.
Oh, it looks massive from up here, too. Let's go down here and look at it. Whoa. This thing is something else. It's going to be quite large. My suggestion is on the bottom there, you have that small crossbeam.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that by itself so we know which way is front, which way is back. Because when you first log in, if you happen to be on the other side, you might not necessarily see the difference.
Good call.
So just leave that like that so we know. The other thing I could do is, are you at the other end?
I'm at the front.
You're at the front? I thought I was at the front. Yeah, I thought this was the front over here. It doesn't really matter. I didn't. I was on the ground.
That's the front.
Where?
I just killed you so you would respawn at the start of the world.
Okay, so me facing it. So that's the front. I'm facing. Yeah, so I'm facing the back.
Yeah, you're facing engineering.
Okay, so what I'm going to do just to make sure we're absolutely clear is on this back end right here, I'm going to change the three stones to fire stones.
Oh, impulse.
Huh?
Impulse engine.
Yeah, for now. What was it? Magma? Is that what it was?
Mm-mm. Oh, well, I mean, magma would glow.
That's what I'm going for.
Redstone. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because you want it to glow in the dark.
There's also, and I couldn't find it earlier, there's also, what the heck is it? We've got pumpkin. Well, jack-o'-lantern. I want a freaking jack-o'-lantern. Glowstone. But that's not red.
Glowstone? Oh yeah, the glowstone. Yeah. No, I put magma on the end of it. So now we know that's the rear. That's the rear of the nacelle. Think about that. Look how far back from the nacelle the engine and the nacelles go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you look at that side shot right there, I'm floating at the back end. I'm floating at the back end of the saucer section, and we still have the nacelles. They won't be as far out to the sides, but wow, that looks pretty cool when it's glowing. I'm gonna get a screenshot of this. Trying to get as much of it in the shot as I can. There you go, I can see all of it. There. Got a screenshot of it. Alright. Shall we call it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. But everybody needs to go to what website?
Tiny.cc/pixelsharks.
Yep. Donate or join. or die.
Donate
Not really joking about that part, but please do join or donate.
Donate or join to help kids not die.
Correct. Hence the
And
extra life.
Twitch is currently doing, if for those of you who are following some streamers that you can throw biddies at, Twitch for the next 2 days is donating $2 for every 1,000 bits cheered for your favorite streamers. The streamers get the bits, and Twitch donates $2 to Extra Life. The last time I checked, they were at $84,000 raised.
Ooh.
They will match up to 200, so you got a lot of biddies to cheer over the next 2 days.
Very nice.
Just look at it as when you buy the bits, the money is part of the money is going to charity.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, for those on my stream, are you cutting yours off?
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll let you close it out for both of us.
Okay. Well, so this has been Guthron, Pixel Shark team member Glitch with Cellist Mike. We've been doing some Minecraft build of what's going to end up being the NCC 1701D. You see in that background there when I was on the game screen. We've still got a long ways to go. So I'll be back tomorrow. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
This is just an initial mock-up.
Yeah.
This isn't even going to be the final project. The final project's going to be a little bit more than 1-to-1 scale, I think.
Yeah.
So that we can actually have,
interior compartments. The 10 forward. I think we should have the big points like 10 forward and the medical bay, and so yeah, I will be back tomorrow morning for my normal writing stream, and in the afternoon I think is adventure games with Zoe, assuming she doesn't get herself in trouble and have to skip it again. If she does, then I will either do another creative stream with cross stitching, or I will play something myself. Maybe this. We'll see. So it's been fun. I'm going to put my closing screen up, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
We had somebody just join as a viewer. Thanks for hopping in, but we're getting ready to close.
Sir, have a good night.
You too. Live it, overseer. I see you.